So you've heard me talk about structure, VWAP, volume profile, initial balance, but there's one tool I haven't broken down fully until now. TickStrike. Now, TickStrike isn't some lagging indicator. It's real-time order flow that you can hear, and I use it every single day to confirm my trades. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how TickStrike works, how I've integrated it into my VWAP Wave trading system, how to configure it, and why it's become a secret weapon for our members who are scalping futures, especially NQ, ES, and gold. Now, TickStrike is an auditory order flow tool. Instead of staring at a price ladder or the depth of market or the time in sales or the tape, it lets you hear the buying and selling pressure hit the market in real time. It triggers a sound. You can hear it. It's a tick every time a burst of market orders hits the tape. So you get a real sense of who's in control, the buyers or the sellers. Now, this matters because trading is all about reaction, not prediction. So I use TickStrike to time my entries. It helps me confirm continuation plays, and it also helps me to avoid traps, especially on first touches of the VWAP or deviation bands, right? So I'm not guessing if buyers are stepping in. I'm actually listening for it, as I can hear these sellers join into the selling process here and pushing this price down further on NQ. You can see the strong pressure on NQ and ES. They flow together. You can see the VIX. This is actually inverted, so it goes down when it's going up, the tick. And then I have the Mag 7 additional stocks in the index that helps me see how the stocks are trading accordingly along with the flow. So it's very powerful. Now let's ground this in structure. We teach 4 core setups inside the VWAP Wave system. Each one depends on context, whether we're in balance, like we are here, or in discovery, like we are right now. Balance, discovery. So here's how TickStrike plugs into these exact setups. Now here's an example of a price discovery continuation setup. You need order flow to confirm that the next leg up is real. TickStrike helps us avoid fake outs and will only trade when initiative buying or selling is present. So we'll wait for the touch of the bands and then wait for the buyers to drive it away, and the same is for the inverse. Now for a fade value area extreme setup like we got right here, if price stretches to the 1 standard deviation band in either direction while we're holding in balance like we were here, I'm listening for absorption or exhaustion. TickStrike going quiet while price wicks is a gift. In a return to value trade like we had here, TickStrike helps me confirm the failed breakout attempts, which we had down here, and I'll wait for the reversal to the upside. All right, the buyers to step in, driving this thing towards VWAP. And lastly, we have a trade just after it, the VWAP bounce. First VWAP test after some price discovery. I want to hear aggressive re-entry of buyer sellers after this touch takes place. And in this particular case, I'm looking for the initiative selling to hit the tape. Structure tells me where to take the trade. TickStrike tells me when. Now here you can see the initiative buyers stepping into the market. We have many of the stocks in the index with higher buying pressure, as well as the indexes themselves. And you can see the price rising. All right, this is very powerful. We have confluence among all of the stocks in the index, plus NQ and ES, all telling us that there's strong buyers in the market right now. All right, if I'm short, or looking to take a short, I need to wait for this to flip or slow down. All right, as long as there's so much initiative buying, all right, right now this looks like a retracement or pullback to IB low or lower band. If we can break through that and the buying continues, I can look for a return to value setup that's happening right now. Okay, so right now we're hitting a short setup. So you can see here how it's slowed down and now we're starting to get a wick. All right, that's signs of a rejection. And now we're back below IB low. And there it is. Things slowed down and you got the sell-off. Now let's get tactical. When I'm trading a specific ticker, I really want to hear that specific ticker. Unless I'm trading a major index like NQ or ES, I'll listen to them together. Typically, I'll turn off anything that I'm not trading. I want a clean feed and less noise. All right, I want confluence between all the top stocks in the index. All right, so I have Broadcom, Apple, Netflix, Meta, Google, Tesla, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Amazon. I have NQ itself. I have ES to trade along with it because they do flow together. Now this is the VIX. This is the volatility index. So this goes down when the market goes up, and the market goes up when this goes down. So I actually have this reverse button right here. So when you hit this, this will actually go up and it goes down. So they're all flowing the same direction. And lastly, we have the tick. This is all the stocks in the New York Stock Exchange, whether they're ticking up or ticking down together and how strong. All right, this gives me real overview of the order flow throughout the entire exchange. Another powerful market internal along with the VIX. I typically run the sensitivity section. You can see this little knob here on the left, 1 being the most sensitive, and this is the hyper scalping. This is way too sensitive. For our purposes of scalping, we want to bring this thing to about a 4 to a 6 and turn off the hyper scalping. I find this useless in futures. All right, as you can see, I have the market internals all set to a 4, 1 being the most sensitive, and 15 being the least sensitive. I find 4 to 6 the sweet spot. I have all the major indexes and the internals on 4, and then I have all of the stocks on 6. So the indexes and the internals are a little more sensitive, whereas the stocks are a little less sensitive. I want to see more confluence and heavier buying and selling on the stocks than I do on the indexes themselves. Okay, and that's really it for the settings. All right, you don't want it beeping and ticking too fast. That will give you a lot of false signals. You don't want it too slow because you'll miss the move. So I find these settings to kind of have been and you can see the order flow switching to red now as we watch this rejection at IB low and lower band, as we called it in real time as I record this video. Couldn't have worked out any better. This would be a price discovery short, continuation off lower band and IB low, double confluence, and now the real sellers are stepping into the market and pushing this thing further. This would have been the short up here as we got that wick. The buying slowed down, and then the sellers stepped in clearly, audibly, and visually to confirm the move down and give me a little more confidence to hold for a bigger move. Okay. So between the lights, the red and the blue, or you can use green, and the sounds, it gives a real visual. I don't have to watch the time and sales. I can watch the chart and watch my levels and hear the tape. So having this sound on and audible is very helpful. If you live in a house where it's annoying, I recommend using headphones if possible. All right, and learn to distinguish between light chatter on the TickStrike as opposed to real pressure where there's constant ticking or rapid bursts. You'll find both. All right, when it's slower and kind of light chatter, that's a good opportunity to get stopped out easily or faked out. But you'll hear consistent and real pressure, and you'll train your ears to be able to tell the difference. Now, if it's screaming on every bar, your sensitivity is probably too low, and you'll need to dial it in a bit. So think you want a signal, not just constant noise. So there's a couple of reasons I love TickStrike. First of all, it changes how you feel the market pressure. You don't need to watch 20 indicators, all right? I can watch my main indicators and listen. You feel when the market turns aggressive. You don't just see it, you can hear it. And it's helped me train my trader intuition. You start to recognize when the market is going to stall, to pop, or even trap traders. And when you combine that with the structural clarity of VWAP, the volume profile and initial balance, it really becomes a game-changing edge. Okay? So this isn't a holy grail, guys. Just because you throw this on your chart, you're not going to catch every wiggle. All right, you do have to practice with it, and you do have to spend some time learning it and seeing how it works. It's based on an average of volume. Right? So if there's an influx of volume in one direction, you need to have a lot of volume in the other direction to have it flip. Okay, so you might learn to hear the stalls so much as a complete flip in pressure. Right? But you'll get that with training your ears and listening. Now we have the buyer stepping in again. Let's see if they can push it through this initial balance low or whether it stalls out again. Stall. Right? So that's another signal to go short. Apple's starting to sell off. So guys, this is very, very powerful. If you want to try TickStrike for yourself, we've partnered with them to get you an entire week for free. There's a link included in the description of this video that you can click on and get an entire week of TickStrike. You can try it out absolutely free. And here comes the buying pressure trying to push this through this level because this is real resistance right here. If you see a lot of buying and this doesn't move, that's absorption. A lot of aggressors buying, but the sellers are pushing it down passively by stacking the offer. Right? Still lots of buying and it's not going anywhere. Can they get through this levels? When they do, you might see some real buying picking up. All right, still trying to push through. New traders in our Discord are using TickStrike essentially to level up their execution inside the VWAP Wave system. We've got guys calling out when the ticks shift momentum before the candles even confirm. It's really powerful. If you guys have any questions about TickStrike, please use the comments below or tell me what setup you want me to break down using TickStrike next, okay? And if you haven't yet, be sure to grab my VWAP Wave course setup guide. It's absolutely free. It's also linked in the description of this video. And I have a free Discord so you can plug into our community and start honing your trading skills with the VWAP Wave system. So I hope to see you in the Discord. And I trade live every single morning on YouTube and in the Discord at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see you there. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.